never put me on the freeze. Just look at how you spend it to me. It'll be out of right after I seek. You can't make the promise unless you the king. Jay with a baby, I am what he made me. No, you cannot shame me, so it's for the birds. Buy full price, you ain't know what it's worth. He not letting go like his grandmama purse. Rolling with heavy, he feeling kinda discouraged, cause he feeling down in the dirt. I told him heavy, you only need faith, cause yes, you already did all the work. Life or death, this life is best. I'd rather see the vision complete instead of the speed to find regret. You gotta breathe so you can be free, so you never need the ice and checks. This be my plea, I lost my debt. I gotta cheese and found a flex. I gotta be, I gotta breathe, I gotta breathe. Keep moving. Drive, keep it moving, hit the gas, on to the next play, no dwelling in the past, It's unusual how pain can make you glad, pain can make you, pain can make you breathe. We on the way, talk about legacy, legends right next to me, don't need it, check out the AG and Addy, come with the beef and we serving the patties, check out the verbs if it's getting chatty, you gotta move but ain't gotta prove that you out in the front, you do what you do when you ain't gotta stunt, cause humble is up and the proud gotta punt, 4th and 10, if you wanna win, best put me in, I got the shooters that's ready to spin, they come with the king and he know how to win, he come to your team and he do it again, rain and sleep, when the sun is at its peak, got it.
NYYST. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Swinging for the fences, knock it out the park. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Christian and Chris, of course SGR. This is New York, Yankee sports talk. Homie, New York, Yankee sports talk. Record, rain or shine, grab your shades and umbrellas. NYYST, you're hanging with the fellas.
Welcome back. This is episode 368 of the NYYST podcast. We're live on NYY Underground. I'm your host, Christian, as always, joined by my co-host, Chris.
You.
John, is that Pete Simonetti in SGR's box?
I'm in the box, John. I'm in the box. What did he say again? I forgot. What he was like, well, I'm happy to be back.
Who? I don't.
He
even
said
know.
something good. He did. I remember. I forgot what it was.
I watched the top 10 worst home run calls of all time. 8 of them were John Sterling
Get
missing
the fuck
home.
out of here. People got balls to do that.
Yeah, I mean they were pretty bad, and they were all within the last half.
At least
But
they
he-
were. Okay.
But
They
he's
weren't. No. Hold on. Let me specify. They were botched home run calls. So it was
I
like.
have a few of those.
But
hit
he's
to
a
the left
well-meaning
fielder.
elderly man. Okay.
So
Okay.
I do got a funny, a quick story to share on that. You guys in the chat might remember this. So me and Bad Dog were calling the game, and he was calling the inning. Josh Donaldson was up. You know Donaldson always pops up, so you don't
Josh
expect
Donaldson.
anything to happen. So anyway, the pitch comes in, and he hits the ball, and Bad Dog goes, another pop-up. The ball goes about 467 feet out to left field. Not even close, just a bomb.
There was
Fucking
one
wild,
call
man.
I gave Sterling the benefit of the doubt, and you guys probably remember it. It was Giancarlo Stanton at Fenway. I think it was the playoff game.
Okay.
I think it was the playoff game, the wild card game in like the first inning. You remember G hit one that looked like it was going 600 feet, and it was caught before the wall?
Okay. Oh, yeah. I think I did. That's the one when he was hitting all the homers, wasn't it? When he
Yeah.
just went off? Yeah, I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Cool
that
story,
one, I'll
bro.
give him the benefit of the doubt.
Cool story. All right.
Okay.
All right. We're live here on NYY Underground. It's February 15th. We are into the throes of spring training here. The Yankees pitchers and catchers reported to camp yesterday. We already got some quotes and some videos coming out. We're going to break it all down here. But before we do that, if you're in the chat right now, smack the like and
All right.
subscribe to NYY Underground, okay? And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, please leave us a 5-star rating and review. And don't forget to tell your friends about NYYST and NYY Underground, okay? We're taking
All right.
Also,
over.
too, on Twitter. We're on Twitter, so Twitter,
Yeah.
how you doing?
Mhm.
How you doing? How you doing?
Okay.
Okay, just like Hulk Hogan said in 1996, we're taking over, okay, for life, okay?
1996, we also won a chip, okay? Can we win one
Okay.
this year? Okay.
See how it all ties together here?
Okay.
Speaking of 1996, that was the 96 championship hat that Stroman was rocking when he reported, right? That was
96 or 98.
it looked 96-ish, but it could be 98.
It was definitely one of those, so that's good.
But
That's
it would
really good.
but if he's wearing a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt, 98 does make more sense because that was his
Yeah.
big year.
And he's big on fashion, so I think he probably put the two together. I don't think he's just going to throw anything on him.
You know what, dude? I can't hate the guy. The guy shows up to Yankee camp with a World Series hat and a Steve Austin shirt. How you gonna hate the guy?
We got a couple of chats in here. Zach Brownich says best channel on YouTube. It's not close. Love you guys. Thank you,
kidding.
brother.
Okay.
Jeff J says, "What's in the box?" That's a 7 reference. What's in the box?
Yeah.
Fucking baseball is being practiced and soon played. Let's go NYYU. I love it.
You. Okay.
Would you say you're more excited for opening day this year than you were last year?
Hell fucking yes.
Are you not?
Yeah, no. I am. For some reason last year, even from the start, I didn't have that same like giddy feel.
But what did they do last year that would have caused you to get excited? At least there's a different sense around this team this year. Whether or not you think they did enough is a different story. They did improve this team by leaps and bounds this year. So at least you have a feeling that this team can accomplish some things. Can they accomplish their ultimate goal? I don't know. Well, that remains to be seen. But there's a little bit of freshness around this team this year. You bring in Verdugo, you bring in Soto, you bring in Stroman. The team doesn't seem stale, is what I'm trying to say. Like it.
I gotta switch my hat real quick just because you said Soto. Hold on.
Okay.
Do you think there's still like a few stale parts that you're not happy about though? Like let's put aside did they do enough or not. Let's just talk about the guys that are gonna be here that they really didn't have a choice to be here or not. Like let's talk about like
I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but DJ LeMahieu.
I was just gonna say I love DJ LeMahieu, but does he make you feel? Are you confident that he can pull it together, or do you look at him and be like, okay, you can yank it? Do you feel like he's someone who can bring it all together again? Like, is he that talented, or do you look at him and be like, I kind of wish they could move on from him because he does come off as like a stale piece?
Do you trust that he's going to be healthy this year?
I don't know. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because you mentioned Jose Trevino the other day in our chat. And I understand why he's here, but to me, like that's a stale piece for me that I just wish they could have moved on from.
But who's going to catch them? Don't say Austin Wells. They're going to have have two catchers.
I understand. And I love Trevino in a sense of I thought he gave us more than we could have ever imagined a couple seasons ago. And it's probably not fair to say about him. I'm just using him as an example.
Well, this is what Boone had to say about DJ LeMahieu in regards to the leadoff spot. I want it to be DJ. Hopefully it is. So it seems like he's going to be the leadoff hitter. At least they're going to give him the opportunity to be the leadoff hitter. I don't like it. I mean, I've said it on this show numerous times. I wish it would be Verdugo so they could go Verdugo, Judge, Soto. That's how I would personally line it up. Yep. I know that Verdugo's not going to confuse anybody, get him confused with the flash out there. But DJ LeMahieu, even if he hits 275, 280, which I think is not unrealistic, but also, a way big drop from where he was hitting 320, 330. He's slow as shit. I don't want him at the top of the lineup, to be honest with you.
He's just such a the thing for me with DJ is even when his average is on the lower end, he's such a contact guy.
And I would feel so much better with him being in a situation where he could drive in runs. I feel like he excels at that. Like if he's going to be, I feel like he would be better in a 6-7 spot where you might have some ducks on the pond there to keep an inning going, get a real big inning going. Whereas like Verdugo, I feel like, especially since I want to go left, right, left at the top of the lineup, and his bat to ball skills, I feel like would be better suited to start the game that way.
I think we talked about this, and I 100% agree Verdugo in the leadoff spot. Pete, where do you stand on that?
I would do this, and because look, we could talk about this until we're blue in the face, but we know what the Yankees are going to do, right? We know that DJ LeMahieu is going to get the opportunity, but to me, I would just go about it like this. I would have DJ be the leadoff guy against lefties, and I let Verdugo get it against righties.
That's not a terrible idea.
And that might be what they do, man.
It's not like some uncommon thing, right? Teams do that all the time where they have a lineup against lefties, a lineup against righties. Keep your 1 through 6 roughly the same as much as you can, and then go about it that way. But they're going to give DJ the opportunity. We all know that. I just wonder if they go about it in that way. Because Boone did also mention Verdugo being a leadoff hitter. He mentioned both of them.
Okay.
So he did mention both. He didn't. Now, to be fair, you're right. He did say that he wants DJ LeMahieu to be that guy. But the only other person he really mentioned was Verdugo. So maybe, as spring training plays on, they kind of see how it is. And I just think it makes all the sense in the world to try them both out in lefty righty.
For me, I've always been a guy who, and people think this is overrated, but I disagree. I think baseball's all about consistency. And I always hated how the Yankees would just throw guys anywhere, any position, any part of the lineup. I want some, like we talked about this in past episodes leading up to the season. I want consistency from this team. I want it in a sense of reliability, in a sense of being able to depend on guys, but I also want to depend on who my leadoff guy is, who my cleanup hitter is, who's batting second, who's batting third. I want to know who's batting sixth. For the most part, I'm so sick of the Yankees thinking everything is so arbitrary that they can just throw whoever they want in left field, whoever they want at second base, whoever they want here, whoever's going to play first. Give me some consistency, not just the guys who are going to be healthy, but the guys who we're going to rely upon to bat leadoff, to bat cleanup. Give me that every day out until it doesn't work. And then when it doesn't work, be quick to pull the trigger. Like, this is a no fuck around season.
Okay, pull the trigger quickly. Okay.
He's pulling a lot today. Okay.
Yanking, pulling. Okay.
All right. So, the Yanks are in camp now. Yesterday was the first day they were there, and everybody's talking. And, there was some moves made. Lou Trevino was back with the club. He got a 1-year deal with an option.
I love it.
Well, I thought Lou Trevino was great here.
It was awesome.
It's
1.66, right? 1.66 ERA.
Yeah, very in the mid ones there. $1.5 million base, but depending on games appeared in, he can make up to $6 million this year, which is wild when you think about it, considering some of the names the Yankees passed on. But they're willing to give Lou Trevino, or at least give him the opportunity to earn $6 million this year. They also, I don't have it written down. P, who's the guy they acquired from Milwaukee yesterday, the reliever?
Oh my God, I got it. Shit, I don't remember. Andrews, I believe.
Yeah. So, but he's a 40-man guy, right?
He is on the 40-man. Yeah.
So they acquired Caleb Ferguson last week. So the Yankees are doing things to improve the bullpen. It just doesn't. There's
Clayton
a lot of
Andrews.
There it goes. There's a lot of depth in that bullpen right now, which I like, but I still am missing that guy. That's what I'm missing out of this bullpen right now, is that guy. Would you agree with that?
Well, here's why you feel that way. And maybe I'm wrong, but let's just give this a try.
Because Clay Holmes would rather take pictures of butterflies than close games?
Well, at least we're somewhat on the same page. Are you confident in Clay Holmes being your closer? That's where it all starts, right?
No.
A world championship team, which this team is supposed to be, all right, let's say this. Is that your biggest concern about this team right now?
No. But when you're talking about not knowing how you feel about the bullpen, regardless of depth, it starts and ends with the closer. So
who is what is the biggest concern then if it's not Clay Holmes as the closer?
It's still my starting pitching.
I'm
guy.
not as worried about that as I am Clay Holmes being the closer, to be honest with you.
Why?
Because we have Garrett Cole.
Okay.
And I'm in love with Marcus Stroman now. I just am.
Oh my God.
Okay. He loves Stro. Okay.
Listen, here's what I'll say about Stroman real quick. I'm sure we'll get to more of Stroh later.
Yeah, we got some highlights of him too talking today, which should pump every Yankee fan up.
I personally think, and we'll get to those highlights, but it's part of what I feel. I think the hype around Stroman and the mentality and the way the fans are backing him, despite his bullshit antics that he's pulled up until this point, are going. You know how a team is confident maybe when they shouldn't be, when they're playing with house money. Like, you look at the 2017 Yankees, right? And it was just a bunch of guys who were supposed to be on a rebuild, and they're going to Game 7 of the ALCS, right? I think the same thing's going to go with Stroman, where it's like all this false confidence just from being backed and just from having that mentality.
I don't think it's false. You think that he's got false confidence?
No. What I'm saying is everyone should hate him right now. He should be hated.
Not by his fan base shouldn't hate him. We should be embracing this guy right now.
Hold on. From what he said about us,
I don't care anymore.
Yeah,
but
I talked about.
But that's my point, is that we don't give a shit anymore.
Well, I said this, and I think this is the fairest way to say it. You can forgive, but you don't forget. We got all the receipts. So
no, it's there. You're absolutely right.
Exactly, it's there. But the thing about Stroman that I personally like, and which has given me the chance of saying, all right, let's see what you do. I hope you do well. Is he wanted to be in the Lions den. So he said, look, I got big fucking balls. I'm coming here to do. I know what I've said. I know what I've done. I know I talk shit about, let's see, these Yankees couldn't pitch in the postseason. Well, you may got the opportunity. And if you're out of there by the second, we're going to fucking destroy you.
Right now,
Yankee fans rightfully should, to be fair.
But right now, for me, it's a clean slate. I'm not going into the season looking for a reason to boo him.
No, definitely not.
But that's my point.
I agree.
That's my point. Is this? I should have said it could have been a shit show right from the start.
He's saying all the right things now.
Exactly.
And you have to ask, he's in his mid-30s now. Has he matured as a person? Is all that stuff behind him? Is being, quote, home, is that changed him? I think being a father now, we can all speak on this. All these things can change a person. I'm looking for the best out of him right now. And I've said that from the beginning, like, put all that stuff aside. Can I get a guy that can give me 170 innings and pitch to a mid-3 ERA? Is that the guy? Then I put up with everything that he might say in the media or has said in the media. Because, frankly, how many crimes has he committed?
None.
Okay? So words are words.
Yeah.
Quite frankly. Words are words. Is he a bad guy? Has he been accused of doing anything?
No.
As some of the other guys that have been on this team in recent years have been accused of doing?
No, not at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
Clean slate. I'm here. He's on my team. I'm rooting for him. I'm not looking for.
Can I throw this?
Yeah.
I want to throw this out there because Chris, I think you will like this. But we don't. The thing about Stroman that I see is, yes, you embrace it now, but is he the type that, let's say he has a 4-something ERA that he just goes off and
you can't be soft,
it goes nuts.
Bro.
But here's the thing that he did say on his Instagram recently. I don't know if some people in the chat may have seen this. He was like, to my family and friends, just so you're aware, basically, I'm not on here this year. I'm completely focused on winning a championship.
Good.
Like, he literally wrote that about social media. Like, don't expect me to be replying. I'm totally zoned in and focused on winning this year. Now, if shit goes wrong, I think he's going to go running back to social media and saying shit, because the only trend we have is him doing that. We don't have trends of him not doing that.
And that's fair.
So, but I'm with Christian. I'm with you. Clean slate for me. You're a Yankee now. You've been saying all the right things. Go out there and pitch. That's all I ask.
So here's how I should have posed it. My point is, we could have very easily not said we're giving you a clean slate. I think it's a mixture of a few things. You cannot tell me that he doesn't have false confidence. He's been out there saying Cole's not in his league, right?
No. He
what
said
was
Cole's
the statement? Sorry, because you're defending him now.
He said Cole's the only one in his league.
Okay. So he's made statements that are like, all right, dude, you're a little cocky. Fine, we're clean. What I'm saying is, I think that is actually helping him here, in a sense of
the right attitude.
Exactly, and it's turning into the right attitude.
Yeah.
And there's a little mixture here. We got to admit it. Yankee fans are a little desperate for him to be great.
He needs
No
to be
doubt about
great.
it.
Absolutely.
Yes, of course. So I'm
100%,
saying we're so desperate
100%.
for that. We're so
And
desperate
that's
for
why,
it.
okay, and that's a part of the reason why I'm not going into the season
But
looking
that's what
for a reason
that's
to boo this guy.
yes, of course. That's what I'm saying. It's a perfect formula.
But
where
I
he
also
has come
believe
here
he
now.
believes that he is the best.
Yes. Well, okay.
He
But
should.
he's not. But he should believe that, but he's not. So again, going back to my statement, false confidence from him with a mixture of we're desperate for him to be great and to give him a clean slate. It has been the perfect formula up until this point to where I am starting to fall in love with Marcus Stroman as well. And I never thought I'd say that.
I just don't like the term false confidence because he's not a pitcher with a 5 ERA saying he's how good he is. He's a pitcher that usually
but he's a guy
pitches,
who talks about himself being in the same league as Garrett Cole, and that's not true.
which we all know that he's not, but he is a really good pitcher. I've been saying it for
Absolute 100%.
And at an $18 million clip, I mean, there's really it's hard to dislike the move.
Look, I've said this in the past, and it doesn't mean shit now. A, it was a long time ago, and B, it was the World Baseball Classic. But I never, in all my years of being a fan outside of anyone on the Yankees, I've never rooted so hard for a non-Yankee in any situation ever than I rooted for Marcus Stroman pitching for the
WBC,
the United States in the World Baseball Classic. He
in the finale,
fired
in the
me
final,
up.
right?
Yeah, and
He
you
won
know
that
what?
final game, didn't he?
He was great throughout, but in that final, he was amazing.
Yeah.
And the stories I heard from him, I loved him as a person too. And then he became like this kind of like a douchebag, at least on social media. And it really, it bothered me because I loved him so much at that point. I thought he was a competitor. I thought he was a great pitcher. He's got great stuff. I don't care what you feel about him. He's got great stuff. But that doesn't take away from the fact that he does have some false confidence, or at least a false idea. But I'll take it. Dude, I'd rather hear a guy say how great he is than someone put his tail between his legs and his head down and talk about that he can't do it.
Facts.
Like, it was kind of surprising to me where I feel like Rodon, he was hit with crazy adversity last year. He was hurt. But I never felt like he took the bull by the horns when he was on the mound to be like, look, dude, I sucked, but I'm going to come out here and I'm going to fucking kill it next. I felt like I needed that from Rodon, and I didn't get it. I think that Rodon should take a page out of Stroman's book.
No, he said that. Rodon said that a couple of times. He said, look, I don't want to be the guy. He said flat out, I could probably go into IL. He said, I want to pitch. I want to show my team and the fans that I'm here to go out there no matter what.
Who were you more concerned with, Rodon or Stroman?
You. Okay.
Okay.
To me, it's almost balanced. And I know people are probably going to say that's crazy, but to me, it's almost balanced. I have my concerns on both of them.
I would have to be more concerned with Rodon because it's not a long-term risk with Marcus Stroman.
That's true. I didn't even consider that. You're right. You're right.
But let's talk about Carlos Rodon. Showed up to camp about a month ago. Okay, so he's been down there for a while now. Looking slim, looking in shape.
Okay.
Reports are he's throwing 97 already, whereas when he went to camp last year, he was hitting 92-ish. So, I mean, we talked about this last week, I believe. All this stuff that we're getting anxiety about. No Blake Snell, no Cease, no Yamamoto, no fucking Corbin Burns. Nobody cares if this guy pitched like the 1B last year. So everything, all the early returns, I know it's February 15th, are leading you to believe that we're getting that guy this year. Showed up early, showed up in shape, throwing gas already. I mean, this is the guy that the Yankees need. The Yankees are not, I'll go out on a limb and say this. The Yankees are not going to win a World Series without Carlos Rodon pitching like a legitimate number 2 starter. They're not going to do it. He's
a beast. I mean, he really is. And he's the guy. I wanted this guy for years, and I'm not gonna come off of that. He had a rough year, and there was no hiding from him really. Even his when he got there early and he had that little conversation. I think it might have been with Bob Klappich, but he basically just said, look, there was a lot of things done wrong, but he also spoke the truth about some of it. He said that time when he got really mad at Matt Blake. He said Blake comes out there and goes, you got to do better. He's like, oh, fucking shit. What do you want me to tell? Of course I know I got to do better. Like, that's why he's like, I turn my back in frustration because, you think I want to give up 6 runs with nobody out? Yeah, of course. So, he kind of spoke about some of the things he's done wrong. And look, he kind of played off the weight loss. It's as clear as day the guy lost weight. I mean, it's as clear as day. He's just chasing the kids around. He put in work. There's no denying that. And that's the only thing that we can ask for during an offseason, right? Is that he looks better when he gets to spring training. Yeah,
and I'll tell you what, him hitting 97 this early is such a fucking huge sign. And here's why. Not just for the obvious reasons of course, you want the guy hitting 97 as opposed to 92. But if you remember last year when Rodon was reaching back for the Heat, when he was struggling on the mound, his fastball, his front shoulder was flying open. That fastball was high. When he would throw for a strike, it was still high in the zone. He was overcompensating for everything. If he can have more confidence that he has that velocity, you're going to see a lot more control out of him. You're going to see him be able to work off that fastball a lot more. And he's going to be that pitcher we saw a couple years ago.
No doubt. Got a couple of super chats. If we could get to those real quick. Sure. Jeff J says, to be honest, I'm a half-mast on opening day at the stadium. Irrespective of who is taking the field, the air smells better when you are sitting in the stadium paying for expensive hot dogs and beer.
Did he say
all right?
mass?
Is he saying he's got a chub going?
But isn't that like the term for when the flags are lowered because someone died?
Okay, we're sorry for your loss. Okay,
I don't know. David Douglas says, did you guys hear the Cashman quote on Soto? Stated possibly a 1-year deal until free agency. Well, David, this is what people are getting confused about. That it is 1 year until free agency.
Yeah,
I mean he's not going to go out there and say, hey, look, we're going to spend $700 million to bring this guy back. He's right. He has 1 year of free agency. That's it. And like he said, it's very likely he probably will become a free agent. That's how free agency works. I mean, read into that too much.
Can we just speak on that? I don't understand why people are getting so bent out of shape over it.
Yeah, I'm very confused, to be honest.
We knew that he had 1 year left on his deal. We know who his agent is, and it's nothing that is really earth-shattering. It doesn't mean the Yankees aren't going to try to bring him back. It just means that he's likely going to hit free agency.
And again, you mentioned who his agent is, but whether Boris is his agent or not, it's Juan Soto. I mean, put yourself in his shoes. I don't care what the deal is. You're not hitting free agency as one of the best offensive players in the entire league. You're a generational player.
Historical is what he is.
Yes, exactly. Of course you're gonna hit. You'd be dumb not to. I don't care who your agent is.
Yeah, you got to. It's the biggest play you have. Swift says, Market Watch, women's adult toy sales and orders have skyrocketed when Dane is on NYYU. Of course,
he's just a sexy boy.
Is Dane a pretty boy?
He's a real sexy guy. I tell you.
Yeah,
he's a sexy son of a bitch. He's kind of cute guy. He's kind of cute. Old Sarge says Chris is right. Yanks need to have consistent lineup at least. Still need to lose the douche whistle. Okay?
Oh, I love it. Love the douche whistle. That's a tongue twister.
He has to take a deuce. Scott says, guys, I bought tickets to the event today. Let's go, Scotty boy.
Yeah.
I am hyped. Chris, I am with you. Trevino is a weak hitter. Stale. If Volpe starts bad, he has the platoon. Wow.
I got two.
Cannot blindly support him. And where is Snell going? Guys, also drop a voicemail, folks.
Okay. I got two supporters so far this year.
I'm going to quit because people hate me, and now everybody's
we didn't do the poll. Okay,
you could do the poll. Look,
we're not doing the poll. Chris is staying here. You're obligated. You're
because I got two. Because I got two supporters. We're not going to do a poll if I should leave the show.
Come on, do you guys like Chris? Yes or no? Come on, let's hear it. Damn it, tell him.
It's okay.
Tell him you love him, baby.
Look, let me just address this real quick. People hate my passion because they mistake it for. The irrational fan. Let me tell you something. I turned 35 this past year.
Okay.
My first true baseball memory is Ken Griffey Jr. rounding third base and ending my dreams in 1995. I cried for 2 fucking hours.
The Chris story? Okay.
I cried for 2 hours. I banged on the floor. I'm passionate, man, and I made a commitment to not let this front office off the hook this year. I don't care if they got Soto or not. You get Soto, that makes me want more, right? You give me something good. That doesn't mean I should sit back and be like, I'm good. I want more, man. Until this team is raising a World Series trophy over their heads, and I'm fucking in New York at the parade, I'm not satisfied. And I will hold them accountable, and I'll hold the players accountable too. But this passion is not, I'm not irrational. I'm just at a higher standard now. No, you can go back to old episodes where I have supported.
Episodes?
I have supported and I have defended.
This guy sucks. I hope he gets hit by a bus. That's you.
Good. Yeah. We're talking about you.
This is
David
from
Douglas with the super chat says Chris is the CM Punk of NYYU. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
is that good or bad?
No, depends on who you ask.
Okay.
This is from Andy Martino, who saw Carlos
shit.
Rodon pitch at camp, and he said the guy who reported to the Yankees off that contract did not have the fastball that Carlos Rodon had today. That's Andy Martino, who watched him pitch today.
It's huge, man. That's huge. For real. Seriously. It's big. They need him. They need him.
This is from Garrett Cole. He said, I'm not sure I have any other goals than to do my job and win a World Series. I try to keep it simple in that regard.
Okay.
That's
let's you guys want to take a listen to Marcus Stroman real quick?
Sure, let's go.
All right, let's have a little listen here. Here we go.
This was a situation I didn't think I'd be in at all. You know what I mean? But it's a situation that has excited me more than anybody knows. You know, when Cashman calls and says he wants you to play for the Yankees, that's like, it gives you chills. When Aaron Judge calls you and tells you he wants you to play for the Yankees, it gives you chills. You know, when everyone reaches out and tells you that they want you to be a part of this organization, you know what I mean? That puts me, I'm getting chills right now. Like, I can't wait to go out there. Yeah, I really can't wait. It's hard for me to put into words, but like, I know I'm probably going to be slated third in the rotation, and that would line me up for the home opener against the Toronto Blue Jays. So I just love moments like that, and I feel like I'm the one to be in big moments like that, and I can't wait to feel the energy of the crowd.
Gotta like it.
I mean,
Dude, he's just a guy saying all the right things right now.
How you going to argue with anything that he said right there?
And it is 98. The hat is 98, by the way. So he did match up the Stone Cold pretty well.
All right.
He's a guy saying all the right things, and it sounds easier than it actually is. But for Marcus Stroman to come here and say what he said and to hit that sweet spot of what we need and want to hear, I'm on board, bro. I want Stroman to fucking kill it.
Oh, here's the message.
And I would love to stand on my feet, give him a standing ovation after his first start.
So that's that message I was telling you guys about. Locked in for the season, ring chasing with the squad, no time for nonsense. I love that. To all my family, friends, and acquaintances, I'm sorry if I don't reply to messages or respond to missed calls. I'm busy. Love you, though. Talk to you all around Thanksgiving. Bro, time to get to work. Now, let's hope that stands, because if it does, I fucking love that, man.
But let's take this a step further. I hope that doesn't just come. I hope that's not just coming from Stroman. I hope that the culture in the clubhouse at this point.
Oh, wow. Like, you're reading my mind. Thank you so much, because it's exactly what I was going to get into right now.
Okay. This is what happens when you guys work together for about 32 years.
Okay.
All right. So I just read the quote from Garrett Cole. Here to win a World Series. Aaron Boone were hell-bent on being champions. Brian Cashman was on TC. Okay. Talking Cucks. Okay.
And talking Cucks.
Talking Cucks. And he said that we need to win now. You're hearing a lot of the same verbiage coming from this organization right now, that I think they understand the desperation and the need that this is the year that they have to win a World Series. I don't feel like that there's been that type of urgency in their words in previous years.
People think this is stupid, but let's just say the Yankees don't get another pitcher, and we're going to rely on these guys, which, again, if they can show up, it's as much as I rip on the front office, it's also not fair to not expect what we should expect from Rodon, from Stroman at this point. If these guys show up, this is a deadly team, but beyond that, what can replace if someone goes down is not just talent all the time. It's also a mindset. We've seen a lot of excuses. We've seen a lot of, abdicating responsibility and blaming umpires and blaming this and blaming that. This team needs to put their heads down and have that mentality, and that can make up for anything that you miss. Remember when this team won in 2017? What was the motto?
Shake it off. Oh no, that's bullshit.
No. What was the big theme around sorry, not 2017. I should say more 2018, 2019 was next guy up, right?
Yeah, it was 2019.
Yeah, they didn't win a World Series, but they shouldn't have even been close. And it was like this team had that mentality of it doesn't matter who's in the fucking lineup. It doesn't matter who's on the mound. We're going to go out there and we're going to take it to any team that opposes us.
Yeah.
And this team kind of lost that over the last
So
couple
you want
years.
Cameron Maybin in left field?
Let me tell you something about Cameron Maybin. Not a huge fan of him anymore.
Okay.
But anyway, what
Shane
I'm
Robinson?
what I'm trying to say is that mentality can go a long way, and it can
Shane
make up.
Robinson, okay.
It
But
can make
do
up
you
for missed
feel-
talent.
Do you feel, based on what you've heard these guys say over the last 24 hours, that there is a different mentality around this organization right now?
I would sure as hell hope so, and from what I'm hearing, yes.
One thing that I really like, and I mean, I don't want to say people aren't picking up on this, but I think they are. You notice we didn't get we're a World Series caliber team shit. They're playing games this year. They're like, let's just go out. Because Boone said it too. He's like, we got to go out there and play the games. Because the last couple of years, what has been? We're operational Death Star, whatever the hell it was. We're a World Series caliber team. We're a World Series organization. At the end of the day, I think they've kind of been kicked in the nuts too much about this, because you can't say that shit and win 82 games and, making nothing but excuses. Enough of that shit, because let's remember too, it's not just 82 games. It's a team that's a 500 club since mid-2022. So it's a long time running now. It's not a sample. It's a long time, but they are right. Games, it has to be played in the field, and do your talking there.
Yeah, this team gets away with a lot because when you break it down into season by season, it doesn't seem as bad as it's actually been for that stretch of time. This team, we've been watching a 500 ball club now, not just for the last season. It's been more than that, and it's been concerning every step of the way.
Yeah, ever since they had that historic start in 2022. And then when they cratered, it's been a 500 ball club, just like Pete said. But, is Aaron Boone feeling the fire under his ass? He's a lame duck manager. Does he know that this could be it for him? Honestly, I'm not going into the season looking for this guy to get fired. The last thing I want to see right now, and I'm being dead honest with you, I'm not taking back anything that I said about Aaron Boone and not wanting him to be the manager, but the last thing I'm looking for right now is for Aaron Boone to get fired mid-season, because what does that signify?
It means we're fucked.
A failure.
Yeah, we're fucked.
And here's my thing is, like, my biggest concern with Aaron Boone is not just the regression we've seen from when he first got here. It's that I don't know if he has what it takes to win. So if he can prove to me that he can, sign him for as many years as you want at that point.
Well, apparently the Yankees didn't believe it either. There's a lot of people in the front office who said they're surprised that he didn't catch on as quick as they expected. And he's still not there, they feel. So there's a lot of people in that. And look, I mean, I'm not saying, I just want to bring this point up. I'm not saying they're bringing Joe Girardi back. I don't think they would. But it is kind of odd that the last year of Boone, Joe Girardi appears in
He'll be right upstairs.
It's kind of weird because, like, hey, get used to. Because look, if I was doing this, I would say, hey, look, man, if I wanted him back, let's just say, and I was in a hiring position, I'd say, hey, look, why don't you come back? You could call the team. You could call some things out that you see, but you get used to the players. You could watch the team play, kind of figure some stuff out, and we'll see what happens at the end of the year. I would 100% be like, yeah, be on the YES network. Why not? Call him.
Bring the Italians back.
Here's why I don't see that happening. First and foremost is Cashman's ego. We all know Girardi got pushed out because of Cashman, because it was Cashman's time to build his own team from top to bottom.
Right.
But beyond that, I think because of what you saw in Philadelphia, where he got pushed out of there mid-season,
and they went to a World Series after.
Yeah, I just don't see the Yankees being like, hey, Boone's no longer it, even though we gave him so many contracts when he didn't deserve it. Let's bring in the guy who we pushed out of here after a Game 7 of the ALCS and then failed in Philadelphia. Let's bring him back because that would
it be so crazy
I wouldn't look.
It wouldn't
so
shock me. Put
crazy.
it that
Look,
way.
nothing
because
would
he
shock
definitely,
me.
He even said, like he said, he goes, there's a lot of friends in the front office, and there's a lot of people that like Joe Girardi around baseball. It wouldn't. Do I expect it to happen? No, I don't even expect Brad Ausmus. Some people in the chat are going, well, Ausmus could step in. I don't think that's going to happen either.
Is he the hot one? Who's the one my wife is in love with?
Kapler. Gabe Kapler.
Yeah, Gabe Kapler.
That's always the go-to when people say that when it comes to a manager.
yeah. My wife's in love with him. Okay.
He gave
Okay.
when he told everybody how he likes to rub his meat. Okay.
Did he say
Okay,
that?
he rubs his meat. Okay.
Yeah, he apparently
He's a
gave
meat rubber?
and there's like a special oil that he uses.
Wow.
Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me?
What are you
serious,
watching
bro. You
this
never
on?
heard this?
What was this on?
No.
Taxi Cab Confessions?
I was about to
what?
say, is this like on Cinemax?
People were talking about it. It was like the fucking manager of a major league ball club is like talking about how he beats it and like what he uses when he beats it.
What
for
the
him, dude.
hell is going on? Her said maybe he's a butcher.
Good for him, dude. I respect shit like that. I do.
He uses like eucalyptus leaves or something. I don't know.
He's healthy. He's
Okay,
healthy.
he's a healthy
He's
guy.
healthy when he
Okay.
does it.
Okay, everybody does it. It's you
As
know.
long as he's not
Orga-
using the
he uses
eucalyptus brand.
organic.
You know, as
okay?
long as he's not doing it on a Zoom call, who cares? You know.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Or a minor league stadium parking lot. Okay.
Okay.
Remember, that was a funny joke that I made when that trade deadline when they got Reese McGuire and the Yankees traded for Clayton Beater, and I tweeted the Yankees got Clayton Beater and the Red Sox got a Beater.
Someone said Kapler probably cranks it staring at himself in the mirror. That's a good one.
You.
A good
Come
one.
on, man.
Someone
Lord
else
have
said
mercy.
organic, non-GMO. Okay.
Yeah, he's one of those guys too. I want to
Okay,
read something
puts a
that
little salmon oil on it. Okay.
Okay.
I want to read something from Dane if I could scroll up to it.
All right, Mr. Huber. Okay, Mr. Sexy Boy. All right.
He's a sexy boy.
I gotta see
sexy
Dane. I
boy.
gotta see this guy.
He's a handsome son of a bitch. Let me tell
All
you.
right. So, because Beater's on my radar because we got him for Joey Gallo, okay, and this is kind of like a make it or break it year for Beater, whether or not he's going to stick around with the organization. So, who would know better than Dane? And he said, I'm lower on Beater than most.
Yeah.
I don't see him as a starting pitcher because the CU hasn't been good. I don't know what that stands for.
Change up.
Change up, okay. I would have wrote CH, but I'm not a guru like Dane is.
Oh, I.
He has 3+ pitches in his 4-seam slider and curve. He doesn't throw the curve much. From a pure pitch package standpoint, he's a lot like Rodon, heavily dependent on the 4-seam, 95 to 88, 95 to 98 with a mid-80 slider.
Who is this?
This is Clayton Beater. What
Clayton
the fuck?
Beater.
Pay attention, Jesus.
Because I heard Beater. I thought we were talking about
He was
fucking.
thinking about the other guy beating his meat with salmon.
Yeah, I thought we were saying Beater about him.
But he says he needs to throw the 3rd, 4th pitches more. He could be an elite setup closer type, but a lot of people whose opinion I value, meaning Dane, love the kid as a starter. He has solid command. As a bullpen arm, he's a 10. If the changeup command improve half a grade, he's a 2 to 4 type. And Dane said that he's ready now. So
Wow.
I think Beater's one of he's got to be the
Good
guy.
depth.
He's a guy knocking at the door, right? Anybody goes down.
We need that.
It's
They
got to
got
be.
great depth. They do.
We have super chat war going on, by the way.
Do we
Are you
really?
looking at this?
Yeah, David Douglas says beats it while listening to Taylor Swift. Swift comes back and says, "What's wrong with that?" Damn.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, we got a little super
Okay.
chat
She's
war
holding up.
going.
She's holding up a trophy quicker than we held it up. Okay, so fuck the Yankees because they can't win. All right.
You know
Okay.
what, bro? Again, we're going into the season with some positivity, not looking
are.
for Aaron Boone to get fired. But when the social media team comes up to you and asks you what you have too much knowledge about, and you're 50 years old and a grown ass man, 2 words should not come out of your mouth. Taylor Swift.
Is it possible he's trolling me? Is it possible that he's seen
You-
like multiple
you-
videos? We
you
tag him
rip
in
him.
everything, by the way. So we tag him in everything I've ever said about him. He's seen it, possibly. Is
Yeah.
it possible that he's trolling me?
For sure.
Yeah, we might have to duke it out then in spring training. I'll be there. So me and Booney might go.
You got to
You know,
seek
might
him.
go at it.
You got to seek him out.
Look,
I like him. I'll shake his hand. He's a nice guy. What are you gonna do?
just to get back on a serious note real quick. I'm not going to be someone who says like I don't want to see smiling or fun in the dugout. I'll always believe that fun follows winning, not the other way around. You don't have fun and start winning. You start winning and you begin to have fun, right?
True.
And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, they shouldn't be fucking smiling. They need to win. But I need to see a different level of seriousness come out of this team from the start. I don't want some fucking post-game press conference where they win some bullshit game and Boone's making jokes and all of this. I want a different level of seriousness from the beginning, from this team, top to bottom. And I feel like that's kind of what we're getting from these quotes, and that's what I'm going to expect going into it. Like, I want that intensity. I want that mentality from the first game all the way to the last game and hopefully into the postseason. Is that fair to ask from this team?
I think, honestly, you could tell me I'm wrong. I think that this team is feeling the heat right now.
But in a good way. It's not, maybe Boone feels the pressure of he's in the hot seat, but I think the heat in a sense of
does.
He should, and I think he embraces it. Because I think Boone is less of a cuck than we make him out to be.
No, I don't know about that, but anyway.
I don't know, dude. I think this
he comes
team
across pretty cucky.
I think Cashman neutered this guy. I do. I don't think that's his natural state.
But so then would you agree with this then? That is there a time that he does like Torey Lovello did and go, well, I'm going out on my own shield. Like, I'm not listening to this nonsense.
Bro, didn't we say this?
The way I have to.
But, bro, that's kind of what I'm saying. And when I'm talking seriousness from everyone, I need to see a little bit of that out of Boone from the beginning. I do.
And we could see it. You know, I get people all the time go, how do you know that he's not holding guys accountable?
Come on.
Well, I mean, I got an easy story for you. If you guys remember the time that he, quote unquote, benched Josh Donaldson. Yeah. And then they talk for 20 minutes and he comes out going, oh, I'll be right back in the lineup. I think he's a great player. Everything's going to be fine. That's not accountability.
I don't know who
Josh Donaldson. Accountability.
I don't know who Josh Donaldson is. I
know
why.
Josh Donaldson?
Shitty skunk mullet. Okay.
So Jimmy V wanted to know if we expect Marcus Stroman to get a spring training start.
I hope so.
I would hope he does. If he doesn't, he's probably injured. I mean,
I hope, dude.
Jesus.
I don't mean to laugh. I don't mean to laugh, but you know.
Yeah, we got 4 voicemails too, by the way.
Yeah, let's get to some VMs now.
Before we do that, I want to touch on something here because the Yankees did. Okay, talking about Gabe Kapler, now talking about touching. Okay,
and now we got a 69 in the chat. Swift says 98 Yankees. We will be the 69 Yankees, says Aaron Boone.
Nice.
Wow. Okay.
Love it.
They weren't very good, if I recall correctly.
Okay, Boone wouldn't know that.
Anyway. So the Yankees just picked up Jordan Grosjean. Is that I'm saying that correctly, right?
Yep,
okay, from Miami on a waiver deal. He was a former first-round pick, but what is interesting here is that he's a utility guy. So I think that squashes Gio Urshela's reunion, right? Would you say that?
Potentially,
yeah, probably.
I mean, why would you do this and then spend money on Gio Urshela? It just doesn't.
What
make
kind
sense
of utility guy are we talking about?
Corner,
infielder.
He plays multiple infield positions.
Basically everywhere in the infield. I think the one he's played least, I want to say
first base.
No, he's played first base a bit. First, third. I think he's 6'4", so he's a big guy. Yeah, he's played the majority of the infield. There's one position. It might be short, or it's either short or second.
But we don't need a shortstop. Anthony Volpe's winning the MVP this year.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
Why would you root against that?
Okay.
I would never root against it.
Anyway.
Baseball, huh?
But again, it just boggles my mind about why the Yankees are interested in other utility guys, why they're bringing in other utility guys when Oswald fucking Peraza still mans a 40-man roster spot on his ball club. Why do they hate him so much?
Yeah, it just goes back to like everyone talking about Spencer Jones and they shouldn't have given up Spencer Jones and all of this. Not only have we seen guys not be nurtured properly and come up and be a shell of what we expected, but we've also seen the Yankees turn on guys so quickly. I mean, if you want to get real for a second.
Not fake, real.
Okay. When we first saw Peraza compared to Volpe, at least when Peraza got consistent at bats and was hitting the ball. If they told you that Volpe wasn't coming up when he did, and they were going with Peraza, would you have been upset?
I thought he was going to win the job out of spring
I
training.
think
Yes.
everybody, yeah. I even when he was struggling this spring, I'm
Right.
like, well, he's still going to win the job. They're going to send him to AAA.
And that's my point. We're talking about a guy who we would have, and they passed on so many shortstops, we would have been okay with this. And we're talking about a guy who's gotten the fucking treatment now. He's gotten the Cashman treatment.
Yeah,
where they hate him.
You know, I said I didn't want to be negative, but you just have to wonder, like, why? What do they see? What is it that bothers them about Oswald Peraza that he's not going to be a guy on the bench this year? It just doesn't look like he's going to make the team out of spring training. And then at that point, I mean, have you completely ruined whatever you could have gotten out of him? If he's going to start, it's 2 years in a row now. He's going to start when he should probably be in the major leagues. That he's going to be
ridiculous.
And the other, go ahead.
I was just going to say he's going to be the guy who falls into the category of, well, we don't want to waste him away sitting on the bench. He needs to get his reps. He's going to be that guy.
He'll probably be starting in AAA at shortstop.
Exactly.
That's likely where he's going to be.
He's going to be that guy.
But can't you see a scenario where he plays at least 3 times a week with the club?
Easy. Yeah, because and it's the same thing that I was talking about with Gio when I was talking about bringing Gio here. And the reason was, I continue to say it. I said, because I don't believe the Yankees have faith in Peraza. So what you would then be able to do is you could platoon at third, you could platoon at first base, and I don't mean that natural platoon. I mean, you could move guys around to give them off days, DH days. Stanton's not going to DH every single day. DJ LeMahieu, by the way, should not be playing the field every day at this point in his career. So you do need somebody that could potentially get starts, and you're right. You could probably get him in there quite a bit.
And the other thing that I don't want to be negative about, but we have to be negative about, is fucking Scott F. Ross. Is that he just had Tommy John surgery, and now he had this mystery back surgery in December, and he's not going to be ready till this summer.
Yeah,
I'm not as concerned about that. It pisses me off a little bit.
It's a pattern of behavior with this organization.
True. I'm looking at it in the form of the bullpen. I obviously think he has a role in it. But the scariest thing about the Yankees bullpen is, are any of these guys really going to maintain health for the whole year? What is John NYYST? Is he ever going to stay healthy again? Or is this a guy that immediately is going to be out?
I know our newest team member, Johnny Lasagna, is that's his guy, but I have absolutely zero faith in Jonathan NYYST.
Which sucks, dude. Which sucks. Because if he could stay healthy and consistent, he is fucking dominant.
He could.
You want to know?
He could potentially.
I was just going to say that if you know how I have my reservations, I think we all do, about Clay Holmes as the closer. Would you, if you knew that you were getting 100% healtty season from Jonathan NYYST,
fucking jacked.
and he was the closer, would you feel the same way about this team?
Fucking jacked.
If NYYST is a guy that comes out, let's say through April, by the end of April, he has a 1 ERA, multiple innings thrown. You got to start seriously sitting there going, hey, this guy could immediately take that role. If there's a week or so of struggling, if Holmes isn't the guy, he could jump right in there.
Yeah, but is he pitching in August? Is he pitching in August?
That's the concern. Who the hell is he pitching in April?
Well, there you go.
Well, is Rodon? Is Stroman?
I tell you, the guy to look at in the Yankees bullpen is Yerry De Los Santos, the guy they got from Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
that's a guy to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I like him.
Sinker. Very good slider, and again, that's
ground
one
ball
thing
guy.
that you got to give. Exactly, Blake got to get credit for something, and he seemed to make whatever the hell they're doing, whether it's pitch sequence or whatever it is, done a very good job with some of these guys. So yeah, I think that kid could be special.
Do you know who I think can be a real wild card for this bullpen? Is Luis Gil.
Yeah,
real
no
wild
question.
Card.
Yeah,
no doubt about it. It's filthy.
Pete, you want to get to super chats? Because I just want to ask something, and
we got a couple of super chats.
Okay.
Let's see. L.I. Yankee King. Oh, God.
Oh, get him out.
Boy, get him
There we
out.
go.
This is not that bad. This is a fair one.
It's a good one.
Clark Schmidt is going to be the breakout SP. That's a fair.
Who is?
That's Clark Schmidt. That's okay.
Outside of Cole.
Never know. If
Clark
Schmidt has a big year.
I'll give L.I. that, dude.
I mean, you can't say that he's
the
not.
It's the least fucking extreme thing he's ever said.
And apparently he's been busting his ass, so maybe he does have a good year. Our brother Rod Thompson says, here's something to consider. What if Volpe hits 150 in spring training and Peraza bats 370? If you're the Yankees, what do you do? Volpe's playing.
Volpe's your shortstop. It's not a question, but
Unless he's hitting 150 in May,
But-
end of May.
Yes. To Ra's point, I don't think he's the shortstop so much so that if you're through May, even give him through June, and he's struggling and he's below the Mendoza line, you might really have to look at that and say, what do we do here?
You know,
They're
I don't
not-
think they would.
I don't
hate
think
saying
they-
that. I don't even think they would.
But
If
they
he's-
might have to.
But if he's hitting 205 at the All-Star break, I don't think he comes back as a shortstop. That's
It's possible.
No,
Yeah,
a
very
good,
possible.
healthy running team should at least look at
they're
it.
giving him the
Agreed.
first half of the season.
I don't think we're gonna have to worry about Volpe. I think he's gonna be one of our least.
Yeah, because he's winning the fucking MVP this year.
Yeah, look,
So
dude.
stop it. Okay.
Just,
I'm
just
fine with
Volpe,
that.
please. If you or your father's listening, and your father's a fan of the channel, you're listening. Hit 240, man. Give me
Yeah,
240.
give me
even,
240.
Man.
Give me another
240,
Gold Glove
25
year.
plus.
Can I
Yeah,
get a
come on.
Can I get a 25-30 year?
25 30?
Wow.
Come on, do it, and please start stealing on the first damn pitch. Stop doing the jumping
Yeah,
shit.
stop.
Just go.
But
got
you
the
were
speed,
so
just go.
aggressive in the beginning, and then you just fell off. Give
And if
me
Boone tells you no, tell him to go fuck himself.
fuck himself.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Fuck
wanna
you, you
Fuck
Swifty
you,
bastard.
Skip. Fuck you, Skip. You're not even here next year if we don't win.
That's
Well,
right. I'm trying
what
to
if-
save your job, bitch.
What if they do win, and then we have at least 3 more years of Boone's umbrella?
I just said
Bella,
this, bro.
Right now, sign
I
me
just
up.
said this. As long as he proves to me
I'll
he can
sit there
win,
for the conference when he
sign
comes
him
back.
for another 5. I don't care.
But what if
10.
he? But what if he does like Taylor Swift karaoke night at Yankee Stadium?
I'll fucking
I'll
join him,
join him.
dude. I'll
I'll join
fucking
him.
duet him. I don't
I
give a
swear
shit.
to God, I'm
I'll
not
fucking
joking.
I'll
If the Ya-
I'll
you could-
harmonize with him.
You could say it right now. If Aaron Boone wins a World Series with the Yankees, I'll do a live stream singing a Taylor Swift song. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, I've never rooted for the Yankees to win harder in my life.
I'm not even joking. I will do for the Yankees to win. I'll be more than happy to do it. I'll learn the whole damn song. I don't care.
How about doing? You got to do a live stream of the entire album.
Yeah,
shit.
no, it should be from top to bottom, 24 hours. You
The
sing
disc- the
every
disc-
song.
her
Daddy, you
entire
guys
disc-
nuts, 24
SGR
hours.
SGR will join you. He'll
You got to do
Bro,
Taylor.
I
cameo
love
for
it.
a
I
few.
love it.
You got to do her entire discography if they win the World Series.
wow, that's
I
great.
can't do that.
Come on, dude, I'll
that's
sing
way
some
too
with you.
much. You know how long that is?
Come
and
on.
here's my good way out of this. That'll be copywritten on YouTube. I can't do
Yeah,
that.
you're right,
Oh,
dude.
come
Taylor's
on.
version won't be though. All right, so
Wow,
here's
look at that.
here's my quick question. Peraza. Again,
Okay.
let's assume the Yankees are a healthy, normal running organization. What would your common sense answer be as to why they're treating him the way they are?
He pulled it out in front of Cashman's wife.
Okay, that's definitely one. Let's talk more realistically.
I think the problem is they've just Anthony Volpe as any other organization. Peraza would have got the chance to start. I just think the
Fine, but I'm
Yankees,
talking
it's-
why isn't he going to be the utility
But I'm
guy?
not even
Why?
mad about that because the Yankees pinpointed and earmarked Volpe as the golden child, and that's fine. You know what? Let's let him prove it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. Okay, I'm okay. Let's put that aside. To Chris's point, why is DJ LeMahieu automatically the third baseman? Why are we looking to bring in other utility guys? This guy can easily play 3 or 4 times a week.
I don't think they value.
So realistically, but okay, so that's the realistic of what we know is the real
he
reason.
here? Why is he here? To be
Right. So okay, so that's my point is if we're talking about a healthy running organization, you would at least assume they don't want to overexpose him in inconsistent at bats because they have a plan for him to be traded for a big piece. No? And I want to jump to that conclusion. I want to say Peraza could be used as a guy who teams have seen enough of that he has the talent when he gets consistent at bats. But how many other guys have we said that about with the Yankees and then they just fall by the wayside and then they get DFA'd?
You know you're not going to get hurt with his glove. So, I mean, that's,
Absolutely not. But even when
his
we
gloves
saw
are great.
consistent at bats, dude, he's a major league hitter.
you
He
can't
can
go
be a
based.
major league hitter.
You really can't go based on anything that he did at the plate last year because it's just
Not
fair.
last year, the year
It-
before.
It's really it's not fair to judge him based on play here, sit for 10 days, play here, sit for 12 more days. Oh, you hit 191. Well, you'd hit fucking 191 too if you were up and down like a friggin' yo-yo like they did to him last year.
But wouldn't you think that like if we were going to be optimistic about how they're treating him, wouldn't our minds want to go to, okay, they don't want to expose him as a guy who's playing every third day. they'd rather just hold off on that and be like, look at what he did when he had consistent at bats. Maybe they're going to use this guy for.
Is he the second baseman next year, or the Yankees going to bring in another second baseman?
Oh, well, dude, let me tell you something. If he's going to be the second baseman next year, you better have him up here as the utility guy and find him at bats.
Oh,
Alex Bregman's going to be the third baseman. Okay.
That'd be nice.
I heard he has a little wee wee.
Okay, little wee wee Bregman at third. Okay.
All right.
We call him Pee Wee. Okay.
Well, they do.
David Douglas with the super chat. I like this one. He says, calling it now, Austin Wells, rookie of the year.
That's a wild take, but I'll take it all day.
I heard he acknowledges his tribal chief. Okay.
He does. Okay. Crackle Nut says,
oh, that's
if
a good one.
Dominguez hits the ball off the cover, should we extend him so we don't run into the Judge situation? We need Chris in the dugout to just stare at Aaron Boone the whole season. Great show, fellas.
Wow, I have a lot of supporters this show. It's like a fucking 180 here.
They want you to stare lovingly into Aaron Boone's eyes.
Wow.
Okay.
I'll do that.
What are you going to see What are you going to see from Dominguez this year that's going to make you say we have to extend him? He's only going to play half a season.
Let me tell you something, dude. If he does a fraction of what he was doing in the small amount of time he was here, I mean, he's got to be in your future talks.
And by the way, too, I saw somebody in here talk about the Fangraphs ranking that just came out. Fangraphs is the friggin' worst.
Yeah,
they're the worst. They're the worst of all. They got Spencer Jones 15. They got Wells pretty high, and they got mid-pack Jason Dominguez. Jason Dominguez is the Yankees' #1 prospect. It's not even close. I don't give
Who
a
do they
shit
have as
about-
their first prospect?
I don't know who they're overall, but it's top 100 I'm talking about.
It's
They're
Jones,
top 100
right, for the
prospects. They got
Yankees?
Jones #1. I don't know if they got a pitcher above. No, they don't. It'll be Jones, Wells, Dominguez,
yeah.
which is stupid ass shit. Jason Dominguez is the Yankees' #1 prospect, and it's not even close. It's not even close. Spencer Jones got a great ceiling, but there's no friggin' way in hell that Spencer Jones should be ahead, and not even Wells, not even close, should be ahead of Jason Dominguez. That's absolutely batshit crazy.
Okay, so let's see if we have any batshit crazy voicemails. Let's see how
We
wild.
got DJ Steele's leading it off, so it'll be pretty
Okay.
wild immediately.
Here we go.
Yeah, what up, fellas? Featuring Simonetti. How you doing? And it's the one and only friendly neighborhood DJ Steelio calling in again. Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Got a couple questions for you. So who do you guys see signing first with a team before, let's say, the end of February? Montgomery or Snell when it comes to pitching? It's like Montgomery or Snell. For me, I feel like they have to sign this month because batters, the difference between batters and pitchers signing late, let's say batters, they can, they have a machine that they can hit off of and they wouldn't lose their mojo. When it comes to pitchers, on the other hand, they can't lose that mojo. They got to sign as fast as they can because they want to face off against live hitters, experienced live hitters, not no high school, 17-year-old. Yeah. Other than that, man, I heard Christian is going to go streaking on the home opener versus the Blue Jays.
Okay.
If that's the case, man, hit me up so I can record it.
All right.
How you doing?
Okay.
And before I go, man, I got a little joke for you guys.
Of course.
Where does the snowman like to do their online shopping? On the Winternet.
Oh, okay.
Gotta
Okay,
go,
okay,
guys.
a little dad joke.
Little dad joke there.
He
Okay.
has a book. He has a book that he
Listen,
reads. He has a book.
If I
with dad
if
jokes,
I
okay?
if I had to pick one, it'll be Snell. But more importantly, it's 2024. I promise you, man. I promise you. You can ask any major league pitcher who's worth anything. They have the resources to have the exact same, at least at this point. Maybe you're talking about when the games actually begin. Fine, I'll give it to you. But as of this point and through the beginning of spring training games, they have the resources to replicate whatever they'd be doing.
They need to be in camp though.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not disregarding that.
I don't know what either one of those guys' market is because apparently still the Yankees are the only ones to offer Blake Snell a contract. And Chris Young, the general manager of the Rangers, said yesterday, don't expect any additions, which
That's wild.
I had heard weeks ago coming out of Texas that they were not going to add any big name players, that they knew that they had Scherzer and DeGrom coming back later in the season, and they were looking to fill innings from within their organization, see what DeGrom and Scherzer had, and then make a deal at the deadline. So that just backs up what Chris Young said yesterday. So what is Monty's market? The Mets? I don't know.
I'll tell you what.
They were talking about Philly also. They were talking about Philly for Monty potentially.
I think he would fill
He's a great fit in Philly.
Yeah, but he wants more than Nola got. They're going to pay him more than what Nola got.
But are these guys going to get that? I asked the chat the other day. Slim Lewis, I'm going to get to your super chat, but I asked the chat the other day. I said, look, who the hell really thinks that Blake Snell at this moment is going to get over $200 million? I mean, who are you going against to give him that? At some point, he's going to have to accept something. It just doesn't make sense.
Honestly, let's take this off right now, okay? Take the Yankee cap off. Yeah, I'm bald, okay? Go fuck yourself.
So bald.
Okay.
Is he going to fall into the Yankees' laps? Is
could.
Blake Snell going to fall into the Yankees' laps?
Either one of them could. I mean, to Brian Cashman's credit, I know he always says this, so I don't want to act like it's a big fucking story.
He said today, pencils are not down. That's his quote was.
And he also said, agents have our number. They know who to call. So I'm just saying, look, Andy Martino, a little bit of a cuck, okay? But anyway, he did say this too, and he's right.
He's been pretty plugged into this team.
He really has
been, very much. He is right what he said. And I've been, okay, I had it first. I've been calling this for a long time, since the end of last year. 2 starting pitchers is what the Yankees need. And by everything we know, that is what they wanted. They didn't get it. They said they wanted, because Andy Martino said they're not happy with what they've done in the rotation. They want more. And what do we know? I always go back to this. What do we know?
Then why didn't you trade Spencer Jones, you dickhead?
You dumb asshole.
We know that they wanted Snell enough that they'd offer him $150+ million. So we
Apparently
know
it was even more than that. They're saying it was more than what they gave Rodon.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean,
so come on. So fuck him.
From what we know, they could very well add one of these guys. Because
here's what happened. Here's what happened with Snell. They rejected the offer because they thought there was going to be a huge Snell market, and now there's not. Okay. And you know what? The power goes back to the Yankees. And if Cashman wants to prove to me that he's still got a little bit left in the tank,
he's got a little juice.
Make this leverage work to your liking here.
Yep.
You have all the power in the world. No one else is jumping out. There's no market for Snell anymore, it looks like. You've been the only team to offer him something. You gave him a great contract. He denied it. So now make him lick your taint and give him something that you think he deserves and make him say yes.
Okay.
You got to decide, too. Like, let's say, for an example, the only team out there is dangling this contract over your head is the fucking Angels. You're 32 years old.
Exactly,
you just want to go
dude.
to a rebuilding club to finish your career? Hell no.
Yep.
Come on now. Slim Lewis says, I will always root for the Yankees, but I ain't drinking the Kool-Aid unless we improve the pitching staff. I think Cashman is bullshitting.
Drink it. Okay. What's your favorite color? Blue? Drink the blue Kool-Aid. Okay.
All right, Chris. He's a fan of you. Okay.
Okay.
Big fan of Chris. Okay.
What else we got?
We got some more voicemails. We want to get to those.
Yeah, come on. Let's go,
our
baby.
good friend Fast Eddie. Here we go, Fast Eddie.
Okay.
Yep, what's going on, fellas? Fast Eddie here. Quick question, Pete. I know you're there too. I'm just wondering now that Kluber is a special advisor, as they're calling it. I mean, if he stays healthy, if he's throwing with everybody during camp, is there any chance we put him on the 40-man? I mean,
let me tell you,
if someone gets hurt or something, I can't see how it's out of the realm of possibility.
I'll tell you.
I mean, I just want to get your opinion on that. Any chance Kluber gets put on the 40? I don't know. Let me know. Thanks.
Eddie.
Good show. I'm listening now. Take care.
Let me tell you something fast, Eddie. If that fucking happens,
I'm done.
I will take every fucking television I have and fucking destroy it just so I can't watch.
I will grab this desk right here. I will get a ladder and I will do a full swanton bomb right through it if that's the case.
I don't mind them hiring him as a special advisor, but as a pitcher, no, it's done. It's over.
And by the way, shit is going really fucking wrong if you see Kluber on the mound.
Something
It's
catastrophic
going
has happened.
Yeah, like
100%.
yeah, like who died? Okay.
Now, Fast Eddie, if you're asking, do I see it out of the realm of possibility that the Yankees would do something like that?
Yes, I have to go. With, yes.
Is that your line? Okay.
Yeah,
Fine.
100%.
Fine.
Michael
Joe
King-
Man says, let me read this. Okay. Eric Kratz thinks Wells will start in AAA because because NYY has offense and needs defense. That's the dumbest fucking take I've ever heard in my life.
If Eric Kratz said that, then he has an undiagnosed concussion.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
That's one of
I
the
love
stupidest
Kratz,
things I've
but-
ever heard in my life. No, it's just dumb as fuck. But unfortunately, you know what? It's kind of potentially a Yankee thing to do. But if they've turned a needle or turned a page, so to say,
The corner.
on the way to handling prospects, you can't send that guy to AAA. You got to make
You
a friggin'
can't,
mind.
dude.
So
Hell
what
no.
you gonna do? Look, fuck Ben Rortvedt, bro. Come on, he's gonna
Yeah,
be
you
your back.
hated his guts for how many months?
There's no way in hell. There's no way you could. You know, I mean, these guys played ball. Like, I don't understand how you can't understand this. This is what has been wrong with the Yankees for so many years now, is that they'll say, oh, yeah, we got the young guy. But you know what? To start the year, let's let him get at bats, and let's go with Ben Rortvedt and Jose Trevino, who, by the way, is a backup catcher.
They're both backup catchers.
They're both
goddamn.
backup catchers. What the hell are we doing here?
Yeah, come on.
Garrett Cole only gets one guy he's in love with. Okay, so pick him and let's fucking move on.
Yeah.
And since Trevino's right-handed, that's the guy. Austin Wells is the other catcher. I don't want to have a debate over this.
Yeah, that's
right.
absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so hold on a second. Wait, I just gotta get it because it's nuts. We got Soto. So that means we could just focus on defense. Forget about the other offensive potential guy. We don't need him because we got other offense.
But
That's
wait a
stupid.
second.
Get
What?
out of here.
Again, I'm not a prospect guru, okay? So correct me if I'm wrong. I only know Austin Wells from what I saw him at the major league level last year. I didn't see anything that worried me.
And let me ask you guys this. Did you guys ever notice his defense?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Was there ever a time you watched it? Go, man, this guy sucks behind it. He was actually way better than what people said.
It doesn't matter, dude. Wells.
The Yankees won 3 fucking World Series with George Posada as the catcher, okay? He's never going to confuse anybody with Johnny Bench.
And it doesn't matter, dude. We had a year where
4, I'm sorry, right? He 98, 99, 2000, 2009, okay? 4.
Okay.
4 world.
What?
Guy's a 4-time champion, and he couldn't catch a fucking cold.
Tell
but
me this.
He was the catcher on those teams.
Tell me this. What was the excitement?
Take.
What was the excitement last year of this whole season? When was the only time you were truly excited?
The 6.5 hours that Jason Dominguez was on this team.
Yep.
Well, when they called
And the
all
kids
those
came
guys up,
yeah.
right?
That's right.
This kid did enough now where you're just like, okay, it's not like we have fucking Pudge Rodriguez behind the plate, right? We're at a point now where this kid's what'd you say, Pete? Our number 2 prospect?
On Fangraphs, yeah, but even
Dude.
he's put it this way, he's top 8 everywhere.
So
on anybody's.
If he's top 8 on anybody, unless you have a Hall of Fame fucking catcher behind home plate, he better be in the major leagues at this point.
Do people just also forget that Trevino was gassed as shit the first year he ever
And I
tried to
love
be a
the
regular
dude.
catcher?
I
love
love him.
Trevino. But to sit there and go, well, you know, this other
Right.
guy, we got offense already,
Right.
so we're going to send him to AAA. That would be, can you imagine being that kid? I'd be like, so why am I here for?
No,
Like,
no, it doesn't happen.
what the
that
hell?
So he was gassed
Why?
in 20. He was clearly gassed in 2022. We all saw it, and didn't play last year. So
And
how
he's
you
a calf strain now, by the way.
Yeah, and how you getting 110 games out of him this season?
He's fucking juiced up. Get him out of here.
All right, let's
Okay,
go.
he's taking
All right,
juice,
More,
all right.
more
Okay.
voicemails. Okay.
What do you
All
have,
right,
2
let's see
more?
what this one is. We got 2 more. Here we go.
Hey guys, Kyle Malay here. Did you know that Aaron Boone knows too much about Taylor Swift?
Yeah, we
I
talked
just
about
saw
it already,
that
pal.
tweet earlier, but
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
believe he said that. But anyways, have you heard anything more about like Montgomery or Snell? Like it's spring training, pitchers and catchers. Like I would think they would want to sign instead of waiting until the middle of spring. But just
Well,
wondering
that's
what
Scott.
you have heard and what you think. All right, have a good night. Go Yankees.
That's
Well,
Scott Boras for you.
Since he doesn't know that we just talked about this, obviously it's a voicemail. Let me just ask you guys real quick hitter. Who would you rather have at this point? Taken into consideration the contracts and the years.
This
and
is a
whatever.
1 year because we might be looking at a 1 year window. I want Blake Snell.
Okay.
I think the
Fair.
upside is higher than Jordan Montgomery. Even
Absolutely.
though I think
I agree.
Okay.
How about you, Pete?
Repeat it again. Sorry.
Snell or Jordan on a 1 year, like we need this win
Snell.
this year. Yeah,
Snell.
I agree.
You got to go.
I think
with
it's
the
a
upside in
no-brainer.
that. Yeah, you got to go with the upside.
Long term, I love Jordan Montgomery as a guy who gives stability to this team, but you need a guy to really.
if Soto was on a 10-year deal, I would probably have a different answer.
Yeah, that might be a great point. All right, let's get to that. Let's do that last one here.
Okay.
No, we don't have any more. I'm wrong. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I just
boy.
refreshed and updated nothing. Let me refresh one more time and double check and see. Nope, that's it.
Okay.
All right. Before we close out here, okay.
Okay.
Is there something specific that you guys are looking at in camp right now? A position battle, how a certain player performs. Is there one thing specifically that you have your eyes on?
Tell me if this counts as an answer? And it wasn't my answer until this episode, and that's why I love doing this show. Is you get a different feel when you start to talk with the fellas. Can I say mentality? Can I say that the mentality of what I've heard coming out of this clubhouse has hit me so hard this episode that is all I'm looking at from now till the end of the season? Or do you want a specific answer?
I was thinking. I mean, that's a interesting take, but I was thinking more like on the field guys.
Okay, so then what I'll tell you is what I'm looking at. Not Stroman. I need to see, and I don't care about spring training, but I do in certain senses. What did we say last year, Christian? Spring training matters sometimes for some people. And I think spring training matters a whole lot to Carlos Rodon this year.
Absolutely.
And I need to see, Rodon's still enough of a veteran where I know he's going to be working on things and I'm not going to hold him hostage to, getting hit around once in a while, but I need to see him look crisp and sharp.
They're going to pay attention to his starts a lot more than
100%. So
Yeah.
for me, it's Carlos Rodon. He needs to look crisp. I need to see that fastball up there in velocity. It doesn't need to be hitting 97, but I need to see him at 95 pretty consistently. I need to see his stuff have some good movement, and I need to see him have control throughout spring training, and I will feel fucking fantastic.
Okay, Pete.
Yeah, man. For me, I think come on, Rodon is such an easy answer right there. He's definitely the guy. Especially with those starts. I want to see how he looks in actual starts. That's a big one. The majority of the rotation, and then some of those the younger kids. I do want to see what Spencer Jones does. I want to see what Ben Rice does. A guy that could potentially be playing first base if something happens with Anthony Rizzo. He's a guy to pay a lot of attention to. And then a lot of those other arms. What is Luis Gil looking like? Let's see how to utilize him. Are they going to make him start in spring or are they going to try him out of the bullpen? He got swing and miss stuff. Dane mentioned Clayton Beater being another guy. And then the other one too is Will Warren. These are guys that could really impact the club this year. So
Pete,
those are the ones and did Volpe change his swing a bit? Let's see if that's
to your
too.
point real quick, Pete. I think if you want to go easy answer Rodon, if you want to go outside the box here and say Gil being another guy you really want to keep an eye on, because like Christian said earlier, he can be a big piece out of this
Big
bullpen.
time. No doubt.
Maybe that's your dark horse there.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I guess the basic bitch answer, okay, is
The Taylor Swift answer, okay.
Is Carlos Rodon. I mean, you're gonna pay every time Carlos Rodon takes the ball this spring. You're gonna have a little bit of a heightened attention on that because take the big three out: Cole, Judge, and Soto. Those are the big three, right? Take those guys out. Carlos Rodon is as important to this team as anybody.
100%.
So for him to have a strong spring is very important to the success of this team. And again, if he goes out there and people are going to be like, "Oh, you gave up 6 runs in 2 innings." Well, where was his location? Does he look healthy? And is he throwing hard? If he's doing all three of those things, the results don't matter, but you're going to be
Right.
looking to make sure that he's ready to take the ball on, what is it, March 31st, I guess.
March 28th.
Oh,
Oh, well, he would be the 31st, yeah. Or the 30th. The 28th is opening day.
opening day is the 28th?
Yeah.
Yeah, March 28th, opening day. Yeah.
All right, so
So
the
he'd be the
29th.
30th.
No, it would be the 29th because
Don't they have a
playing-
day off in between?
There's no day off because they're in Houston.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They start
Oh,
off
that's
4
nice.
against Houston. That's going to be fun.
So let me just go above and beyond with that. It's also important because Rodon didn't have a spring training last year. And
True.
we saw how that affected him and how a lot of these veteran guys, like, again, it doesn't matter the results as much as it does. You can see when you know baseball, you've been watching long enough, or you've played, you know the difference between looking at results and looking at what the stuff is like. And I want to see Rodon come out and have something to prove just in spring training alone, because he's going to feel that. He's enough of a competitor to feel that way. So for me, it's like he didn't have a spring training last year. So it's even more important that I see him utilize this now. And I want to see what kind of guy he can be through spring training and then coming into when it matters.
I guess the other things are, I think there's no starting battles, right? Everybody, you would say, is pretty much locked in except for who would get the primary amount of games behind the plate. But I guess
I would just say this. I think for the rotation, it would be very interesting if, let's just say, Clark Schmidt or Nestor Cortez really struggles, and a guy like Will Warren just dominates.
Yeah, that would be.
Well, I'll tell you what, they sign Montgomery or Snell, which I don't think Montgomery's likely. I think Snell is more likely, but you will have a battle between Nestor and Schmidt. Maybe
you know what?
Maybe not to start the season, but you'll want to see them go neck and neck and figure out who you're slotting in there eventually.
I'll go one further, dude.
Oh, shit.
If they sign Snell, I throw Nestor, Schmidt, Beater, and Warren in a fucking steel cage and let them battle it out.
Yeah,
and whoever
fuck it.
comes
Nothing
out
wrong with that.
is the fifth starter.
Fuck
And
it,
also,
yeah.
too, the other thing is, it's not hard. Teams are going to need starting pitching in spring as spring goes on. So let's just say, for an example, you go, hey, man, this guy hasn't looked good. Maybe a team out there offers a nice package. Let's say a nice package.
Good
okay?
package, big package, large package.
Let's say if Nestor really doesn't perform well and the team is willing to bite on him, maybe you just say, hey, take the salary and see you later.
Take a little nibble. Take a
the
little
next
nibble.
one.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you this right now,
Never
because
know.
this is the last point I want to make here. Do the Yankees need Nestor Cortez to win a World Series?
No. It'd be nice.
No, yeah, I would say no. The Yankees need that top three to be solid. And
If you found out today, like we signed off, you found out he's done for the year. I'm not wishing this upon him, but he has a
It does
Tommy
nothing for
John
me.
surgery. Does that change your expectations
No.
for this team?
No,
it does nothing.
but-
It does nothing. He's gonna only thing he's gonna do for me this year is surprise me. He can't upset me because I'm not expecting much.
No, but I'll contradict that with one thing. If you can also tell me, so that wouldn't surprise me, that scenario. I wouldn't say they don't have a chance. But if you also wrote down and had a look into the future and said, he's the same guy he was a couple years ago, but didn't fade out in the postseason, I'd be way more optimistic about the chances this team has as well.
Of course.
Because he was that good.
Yeah, of course.
The problem is he faded out. So without him,
What's
do I
more
think they still...
likely? What's more likely? He becomes that guy again, or he's a
The latter.
a 4 ERA guy.
The latter.
Mid-4.
Unfortunately, the latter.
Yeah.
Stinks. Okay.
So, but I mean, he's that much of a swing guy at this point.
Yeah.
Can he be the guy he was 2 years ago? Not run out of gas? Highly doubtful, especially because he didn't even pitch last year. Really.
Well, here's the solution to that problem. Go get Blake Snell.
I was just gonna say Blake Snell.
Blake Snell, man. That's it.
So
I think it's more possible than people think.
I think it's gonna happen.
Okay, you guys are all jumping on my bandwagon here.
Okay.
To be fair, too, I'll throw this one out there because Andy Martino, when he talked about the Yankees still wanting pitching, somebody did write, do not reply if it's going to be Blake Snell. And he was like, reply.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens.
All right.
We'll see what happens, but the Yankees are in camp. We're seeing glorious photos and pictures. We just had a massive
Glory
snowstorm
holes?
in in New Jersey on Tuesday, and then Wednesday the seasonal depression kind of went a little bit away as we saw Garrett Cole walk in and Marcus Stroman, and then we saw Garrett Cole throw a bullpen today. My boy is fucking locked in, and it's February 15th. I can't wait to see him defend this Cy Young this year.
Hell yeah.
Okay, and I think it was Johnny Lasagna said in our chat that Bearded Cole would be like a 4,000 strikeout in a season guy or whatever outrageous thing that he said, but I don't know. Dad haircut Garrett Cole. Just
listen, dude, here's just one quick thing to think about. Garrett Cole has always been the guy going out there to prove he's the best pitcher in the league. What does Garrett Cole look like when he knows he's the best pitcher in the league? Right? So Garrett Cole, I think, is so deadly this year because he has something to defend. And he wants to add to that with a World Series.
And I think, and I love what he's saying right now, and I think that he knows that this is his time to prove that he is the best pitcher in baseball, and he wants to be on the mound and deep into October.
Absolutely.
Oh, we didn't cover this too. Just to throw this out there real quick, as we always have issues. The Baltimore Orioles, Bradish has a UCL problem. He could be out. That could be potentially Tommy
Gunnar
John.
Henderson's hurt.
Gunnar Henderson's hurt, but the Orioles have resources, and it's being reported that they're trying to go hard after Jesus Luzardo.
And
they're trying to make a deal.
Rara just had a brain aneurysm in the chat. They said Gary Cole wins another wins another Cy Young this year.
Hey, this guy's doing something right. Gary Cole.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So if you're gonna
Gary Sanchez coming back. All right, him and Cole, they're gonna get a couple of side pieces this year.
Okay.
Well, if you're going to do something, we love it if you went and hit the like button if you're still in the chat and subscribe to NYY Underground. And we'd also love it if you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify to leave a 5-star rating and review. It's going to be a big fucking season here on the NYYST podcast and on NYY Underground. So make sure you tell everybody to listen and watch this channel. And don't miss anything, because I'm not just saying this because this is our home and this is where we're at. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get the coverage of this team anywhere else. I don't just those names running through your brain right now. No, dog. It's here.
We give it to you raw. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Raw. Fucking
on NYY.
And by the way, 420 Yankee Stadium. Get your tickets. We got 30 left. No, I'm wrong. We have 29 left.
Okay.
29 tickets left. Get your tickets.
Okay, get your tickets. We want to see you out there in the Audi Club for a rescheduled Aaron Judge bobblehead day. Okay, so we want to see you out there as well. So camp is here, fellas, and next week, this is what they call a tease in the business. We will be joined by an old friend, an old alcoholic,
old and drunk.
Okay, gonna have an old drunk friend. Okay.
So if you're a longtime listener of the NYYST podcast, you know the old drunk who he is, and he'll be back. He's going to be nice and early this year. I can't wait to the end of March this year. I got to do
old
it.
Fred.
Good old Fred.
There's something wrong with you.
You know, I got to watch that movie Drop Dead Fred again. It's been a long time. I got to watch that movie.
I never saw it.
Dead Fred. Good fucking
When you do a fucking tease, you don't say the name out loud.
They know Fred. Everyone knows
they know Fred by now. Come on. They're looking forward for it.
It's more fun this way, okay?
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
People are still like, who's Fred?
That old fuck, okay?
They think we're going to have some old fucking drunk on the show.
Maybe we will. Maybe I'll
Maybe
find
we will.
Maybe we
Okay.
will. There's a homeless
Okay.
guy that hangs out on Four Corners. Maybe I'll
Freddy Krueger, okay?
Okay. All right. So we want to thank everybody for their continued support of Taylor Swift and NYY Underground.
Okay.
God almighty.
You know what? That's Aaron Boone's girl. That's good. That's good enough for me.
Fuck it, dude.
Oh, fuck it. All right. Thank everybody for their continued support of NYY Underground and the NYYST podcast. We want to thank everybody for listening and watching episode 368. Pete.
See you later.
Chris, say goodbye.
Peace.
Top 10 radar, yeah, we on your radar. Never miss, dog, and that's on occasion. Yeah, we on your radar. Yeah. Hey, look, top floor lifestyle, chef and boy, I'm cooking up. Way too high, ain't coming down. You see me if you looking up. I don't really talk too much, so I'm running numbers up. know what's up. Wrist too silly, yeah. Numbers crack the Billy, yeah. Don't need no dilly. I'm too fresh, I feel like really, yeah. Feel the devil's up the sign, I need a million. I'm about to take off, and I know that I'm on their radar.
Top 10 radar, yeah, we on your radar.